Well, hello, 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 my Virgo collective sun, moon, rising signs. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for February 2020. We're looking at full moon to new moon 2020. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Jarring the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and Virgo sun sign. Let's get to work, shall we? My pleasure reading for you today. Please do like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Making my way to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize, so that I can do super live chat, and I'll even do a little ditty called Drunk Tarot. There's a description. In the description box, there's a link to a video I did explaining what Drunk Tarot is. It'll be a lot of fun. Go check it out. Still my favorite video of 2019 that I did. So go look. You'll like and subscribe. But even if you don't like and subscribe anyway. Cool, cool. Let's get down to business for this reading. This is a general read. It's not going to fit everybody all the time. That's why I do sun, moon, and rising signs for the What Do I Need reading for full moon to new moon, then new moon to full moon, right? And guarantee those twice a month. I find them very, very helpful. A lot of my personal clients, my private clients, people who book me privately, really look forward to them because they look at their sun, their moon, their rising signs, and they're like, they're just really helpful. It's nice to look at a soulmate contract. It's nice to look at a twin flame contract, but to ask the divine directly, what do I need? It's just, I find very, very helpful for any particular amount of time. So do please check your other signs. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Cool, cool. They're very, very simple reads that way. Really, we're only dealing with 7 decks, 1 card each, 7 cards. So that's why you can watch all 3 if you have placements. I mean, you could have both sun and moon and in Virgo, blessed be you would be, but you get what I mean, right? Because a What Do I Need read is going to the divine with a little touch of humility, saying, okay, I'm a soul incarnate, I only see so much of what's going on, I don't see the whole picture. God, Goddess, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, whoever your higher power is, please, what do I need? Almost like pulling a card for the day, but we're fine-tuning it for a waning moon, from full moon in Leo, which will be on the 9th of February. But if you're looking to do any kind of magic or healing work and you want to hit the waxing side, it goes full at like 2:23 a.m. Eastern. So you might want to do your stuff Saturday night. Well, it'll still be in the waxing side of things, just saying. And this reading is for that full moon in Leo to new moon in Pisces, which is on the 23rd. So we've got a nice 2 weeks, as a half moon cycle is always 2 weeks just about. So that's what this reading is for. Cool. What do I need? So if you can focus on your breath, the way I do, breath work has become so essential to not just my work as a reader, which is absolutely up to the ante on that, but also in my personal practice and in my personal life. Been doing a lot of breath work. Wim Hof breathing, W-I-M-H-O-F. Google that. That's some intense shit. I've gotten into some ecstatic states there, as well as going back into rebirthing and that stuff. So what I've learned is that the divine is always in the present moment, in the here and now. And when we're focused on our breath, we're given a portal called the still point, the now, where we can tune to the divine. That's where these readings are coming from. I'm a mystic. I'm not just a spiritual whatever. I'm not just a witch. I'm a mystical witch, meaning that my work is with the divine. There's a difference between something spiritual and the divine, right? Mystery. That's pretty much the difference right there, the mysteries of it all. So if you're going to be aware of your breathing, and I'm going to be aware of my breathing while we're doing this, even though we are separated by time and space, we'll be tuning to that still point, that divine moment from whence the reading originates. Cool, cool. Let's take a nice deep breath and dive in. We're going to start with the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. All of the decks that I read are in the description below. Cool, cool. Let's do this. Nice deep breath. Still point. My angels, please, one card for us Virgo collective sun, moon, rising signs. What do we need for this full moon in Leo to new moon in Pisces? So the new moon will be in our opposite sign. So that dark moon might be a little tricky. So please, what do we need, my angels? The largest celestial point of view, a clarifying word that will lead off this reading and be the dominant card in this reading. What does the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising need this full moon to new moon next, February 2020? Lovely. We're Earth signs, body care. Perfect. So good. We're Earth signs, body care. We are the body. Where is the body? Right here. Right here. Thank you very much. So body care. Very, very clear. Very, very simple. Might be about somebody else's body care. We are the servants of the zodiac, whether we like it or not. We have that thing in us to serve. Sun, moon, or rising, Venus, etc. We're only doing Sun, Moon, Rising for these readings, but usually that means take care of yourself first. I mean, even if you have to take care of other people, you must take care of yourself. Otherwise, you're going to burn out and become resentful. It's a Virgo pitfall. All right, so we've got our clarifying voice of the angelic choirs, right? Pointing out what it is that we need. Body care. So eat right, exercise, drink water, hydrate. Sleep, rest, so important. I mean, I was raised in the 80s and 90s where it was just this like warrior, divine masculine mentality all the time, right? And it's like, and also meditate, divine feminine, like rest. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, because that influences the body. Just saying. Learn that the hard way. Yeah, you try doing all these readings in a day. On video and then with clients. I got a client later tonight, right? The spiritual counseling video call on Facebook. So yeah, I have to make sure that I'm taking care of my body so I don't burn out. Let's ask the daughters of the moon for the voice of the goddess, the divine feminine, half of the universal energy, the divine yin, what we need. Shall we? Nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses, please. One card in clarity for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising Sun. What do we need this full moon in Leo to new moon next in Pisces? The angels are talking body care. So what do we need? You can be something totally different. These are different pantheons of the divine. You can all say something different, but my goddesses, from your maiden mother crone yin point of view, what does the Virgo collective need? Play. Yay! Play. I love this card. Bastet, Egyptian cat goddess. Six of Flames, which would be the Six of Wands, usually considered the card of victory in the Rider-Waite deck. The 7 is the victory in this deck. This is a lovely card about balanced fire. Play. Right? It's sort of like that juggling fire. One of them is actually juggling fire, but she's, you know, the girls here really enjoying themselves, playing with their element of fire, their desire, their will, their choices. And how better for body care? Like, we're going to link these two. We can say that the angels are saying body care, but the divine feminine in you, your yin, your intuition, your emotions are saying, we need to play. We need to play with this, not to take it so damn seriously. Remember, as Virgos, we can be wicked microscopic, missing the larger picture. This is saying, enjoy yourself while you do this. Play around. Like, for example, I'm just going to use this off the top of my head. Like I said, I'm doing all this breath work, but it's all for healing, right? It's all for healing and expansion in my spirit and, you know, basic upkeep. Oxygenating the cells is a good idea. But I'm like mixing it up. Like, I'm not just doing the Wim Hof breathing. I'm doing all sorts of like pranayama and hatha yoga. And to me, it's a fun exploration because it's only me making the decisions, right? No one's making me do it. I'm not passing a test. I'm exploring it. I'm playing with it. And, you know, I'll probably do this for the rest of my life, which is obviously better than smoking a half a pack of American Spirit Yellows every day, although I would eat a pack of American Spirit Yellows. I miss them terribly, but I like breathing better. I was never a huge smoker anyway. I'm not an addictive personality. Talk about, you know, let's just play. Let's see how it goes. Let's play the role. Let's play. We are souls that were chosen to play these roles. So let's play this and take care of the body as we go, right? We're going to ask the divine masculine. Same thing. What do I need? This new moon, this full moon to new moon next, but using the mythic tarot with Juliet Sharman Burke. So this is the voice of the gods, the divine masculine, the divine yang, half of the universal energy, however you want to look at that. Breathe. Still point. Oh. It's like a little vacation. I will be still an instant and go home. Course in Miracles. My gods, please, one card in clarity for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising signs. What do we need this full moon to... Really? This full moon. Wow. Ooh. My gods, please, one card in clarity for this Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising signs. What do we need this full moon in Leo to new moon in Pisces, February 2020? Please, one card in clarity for the Virgo collectives. What do we need this full moon to new moon next? They really made me have to focus there. What does the Divine Masculine say? Three of Pentacles. I like a nice Three of Pentacles. Nice solid foundation like a tripod. Doesn't have the rest and recuperation necessarily of the Four, which would have been nice for body care, but it is saying get everything that you need, right? Like if you're going to start doing yoga, go get your yoga pants, right? Go get your mat, go get your books, go find your teacher, Yogaholic, Riverhead, just saying. You want to book me there for a reading, you can. Such a Virgo. But like get all of the equipment together. Get everything that you need together. Go get a haircut, right? Go to your doctor. Go get a physical. Get everything ready, particularly for body care. It's like you can get all the ingredients. I always see Three of Pentacles as that stable foundation upon which more is to be built. So, for example, went food shopping yesterday. I got ingredients for 2 kinds of soup. My Italian chicken soup, which is so fucking good. I make that every week. I could drink gallons of that shit every day. And my mom sent me a recipe for potato leek soup with no cream or fat or any of that stuff in it. So I have these gigantic leeks in my fridge. I don't mean water dripping. I mean the vegetable, right? But I've only made one of the 2 soups. I still have to make the other one. So I have everything I need. I've got like the chicken stock and everything that I need, but I still haven't made it yet. So that's like Three of Pentacles. It's on your mark, get set, but you're not quite at go yet, right? You're still, you get set, but you see what I'm saying? Three of Pentacles. So nice, you need that nice solid foundation. Do your research. We like that kind of thing, right? Watch some YouTubes on whatever healing you feel you need to do. And if it is, well, because it's body care, but I would say to anybody, like, even if it's you need to go to a chiropractor, do your research. There are 10 billion chiropractors on Long Island alone, right? So do your research. But see it as a more playful journey. It's like, this is not something that I'm trying to heal everything all at once. It's like the healing game. I am going to try this and try that and see how this feels within my body without necessarily signing in blood anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Lovely. Let's ask the Ascended Masters, same question. What do I need using the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack? 4 suits. The suits of problem, because you need to know the problem, luck, healing, and grace. So you get one of those 4. Cool, cool. Nice deep breath. And we're going to ask specifically for the Ascended Masters of healing, of body care on this one. Whoever else wants to contribute, obviously. Please, my Ascended Masters, you who've already played this game, reaching back through time and space to help those still in it, please, one card in clarity for this Virgo collective. Oh, that feels lovely. Sun, Moon, Rising signs. What do we need this full moon in Leo to new moon in Pisces, February 2020? Please, one card in clarity for the Virgos. Well, what do you know? We didn't get a problem card, because like every other suit so far has. The healing suit of giving oneself. So up the Virgo alley. So this might be in service as well. Yes, it might be body care in service to another person, helping them heal in some way. Soulmate contracts, the bottom line, regardless of whether it's romantic or family or whatever, the bottom line of a soulmate contract, helping each other heal. Giving of oneself, but in this playful way and gathering information, this could also be for you, right? That giving of yourself in terms of body care, passing along what you've learned. Like I'm already sharing the breath work. I mean, I've been doing rebirthing and hatha yoga since I was a teenager. So I'm gonna be 52 this year. That's why I look as young as I do, honeys. That's why. A consistent spiritual practice that evolves over time will save you a lot of money long term with that stuff. But that giving of oneself is also a way that a Virgo regenerates, right? It makes us feel good. Simple acts of kindness, right? Passing on info. So even though I'm not telling anybody, you must do this, I'm saying, here's what's working for me. And you know what? I've been a spiritual teacher since 1990, or at least that's the first time I stood up in front of people and started teaching spirituality. The basement of Body, Mind, and Soul in Huntington Station. Woo! 90s flashback. But what I have learned over these past couple of years is that we're all spiritual teachers. But what are you teaching, right? What's the curriculum? Is it fear? Is it love? Is it self-care? Is it codependency? Is it addiction? Is it freedom? Is it love? Is it control? You sort of get the idea. So we're all in learning curves there, but we eventually teach by example. That's which we learn. So that thing of giving oneself, it doesn't mean that you're walling yourself off, going into a hermit mode place. This is about, yes, I am going to help myself heal and give of myself as I go. Perhaps when there is a breakthrough, nothing makes me want to teach more as a spiritual teacher than finding a healing modality that lights me up, that works for me, understanding it's not going to work for everybody. Nothing does, right? You can't heal all the people all the time. You can heal all the people some of the time and some of the people all the time. You know what I mean, right? So interesting set of combos here. We're a little more than halfway through. We're going to move from that card of the Ascended Masters, giving of oneself, the healing suit, also asking the Ascended Masters for a healing mantra from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Really, seriously, go get it. I'm not getting kickbacks from him. I don't know him. Well, I know his work. We've never communicated, not even through email, to each other. So, I just highly recommend it. It's so good in my own personal practice. The card I got today was so fucking spot on. Let's see if it pops up, right? Just because I'm a Virgo. I pull one just about every day. Some days I will do it 2 or 3 days if it's really working for me. But even this, take it lightly. There's a difference. Sometimes when we take things too seriously, we add psychic weight to it, and then we don't want to return to it. Or if we can say, all right, well, let's just dip a toe. Let's see how this goes. And then it turns us on. You know, Virgos, we can be a little militaristic with stuff like that, that we will wear that technique into the fucking ground. Better to like, all right, well, let me play with this today. We'll play with this tomorrow. It's not about being inconsistent. It's about saying this is an exploration. The more fun I have with this, the more I'm going to do it. It's like if you want to exercise, don't pick an exercise you fucking hate. Get something that's fun for you that you can play with, right? That's why like I do a lot of yoga at home, right? And when it's warm out, I'll go swim in the ocean. I love to swim, but you know, I'm not swimming in February in New York. Freeze my nuts off. Not ready for that. I'm taking the Wim Hof cold showers, 15 seconds at the end of a shower. But you know, I'm no polar bear. I'm a lion. You know. Let's ask the masters for your healing oracle here. Your healing mantra from the Healing Mantra deck. Feels like an oracle deck, but it's not. One side of the card is the mantra itself. The other is the name of the card, the name of the mantra, which I will look it up in the book because it's a teeny tiny little paragraph, but fucking genius. So let's do this. Nice deep breath. Still point. My Ascended Masters, please. One card in clarity for this Virgo collective. Oh, I like this. Sun, Moon, Rising signs. Please, what do we need for this? What do we need for this full moon in Libra? In Leo. This full moon in Leo to new moon in Pisces, February 2020. What is the best healing mantra? Because we're looking at body care. We're looking at play. We're looking at that 3 of Pentacles initial beginning. We're looking at a healing card of giving oneself from the Masters. So please, my Masters, for this Virgo collective, what do we need? This full moon to new moon next, February 2020. The best healing mantra, the most helpful, truly helpful healing mantra. Allowing appreciation. Not the one that I got today, but one I've had before. Now, if you've ever done Abraham Hicks' Rampage of Appreciation, you'll catch a whiff of this one. This goes a little bit deeper, I think. I really like Metcon. The mantra itself. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. That doesn't mean you have to appreciate it, everything all at once all the time, but can you play the game? That this is going to actually affect your body care, and it will, because when we go into states of appreciation, gratitude, any of those higher vibrational emotional states, we're literally feeding every cell in our body corresponding chemicals in our body. The biochemistry of emotions is fascinating. So that's why people meditate. That's why they do affirmations, mantras, stuff like that in order to influence. I am doing the Oprah Winfrey Deepak Chopra 21-day meditation challenge. This time around, I've done every one that they've had. I love them. They're free. But like even working with the Sanskrit mantras, obviously the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it, is in English, not Sanskrit. But that idea of using the mind, which is Virgo too, we're ruled by Mercury. So we have that airish element, even though we are earth signs, to actually use the mind as part of our healing. Not just healing the mind, but using the mind for body care. Totally. Like otherwise, why listen to relaxing music, right? There's some new agey music that to me is like nails across a chalkboard because I worked in so many crystal stores and stuff like that. Enya's Watermark, beautiful album, but this one place I worked, Body, Mind, and Soul, Huntington, 1990, played it on loop. It was the same CD over and over and over to the point where I was making up words to the songs, and I have a little destructive lyrical gift. When I get tired of a song, I fuck with the words. So, rather to appreciate rather than depreciate, allowing appreciation using the mind. Shall we? Let me get you this. Oh, right to it. Here we go. The description, allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. Breathe. When appreciation is allowed, everything is seen as a gift for the evolution of your soul. Now, just right there, when appreciation is allowed, everything is seen as a gift for the evolution of your soul, not just the stuff you like. Although like is another word for appreciate. Oh, I like that is another way of saying, oh, I appreciate that. Maybe it's appreciation light, right? L-I-T-E. The more often you appreciate, the greater value you feel within your own life. Makes sense. While there is true worth in uncovering your life's purpose, Virgo, we're all about life's purpose, most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. Now, I know that doesn't feel that way, and we're looking at body care with play. So let me read that line again. While there is true worth in uncovering your life's purpose, most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. They are created simply by a lack of perceived value in your environment instead of waiting for things. So in other words, it's not about what you do or don't do. It's that you don't perceive the value in what you're doing, or for that matter, not doing. Instead of waiting for things to get better before you allow appreciation, which is what we all do by habit, you must be willing to acknowledge the value in all things. This will awaken the feelings of elation that are always alive within you. In other words, they're alive, but they're kind of sleepy and dormant. I'm just using, focus wheel, Abraham Hicks, rampage of appreciation, pivoting, all of those things I studied. I loved Abraham Hicks. Blessed be Esther Hicks and their whole company. This is a bit more evolved. This is saying this isn't a technique. This is something about really be aware from fifth dimensional unity consciousness. Everything is here to help you. And yes, sometimes easier to see the things that hurt or sucked in appreciation later. Don't start with that. Start with, you know what? I have a roof over my head. Now, that's can be a little tricky. I learned from Louise, hey, you can heal your life. Focus on the big toe of your right foot. Where would your life be without it? Your whole life would be fucking different if you didn't have a big toe on your right foot. Just saying. Your center of balance would be off. Your shoes would be different, right? Your whole life would change. Now, that's coming in through the back door of fear of lack, perhaps. But you go, no, actually, I do appreciate that. That is a value. My skin, if I didn't have skin, owie, couldn't even wear clothes. That would fucking hurt, right? It's a weird way into it, but then as you practice it, you start getting the momentum of it, and that elation comes alive within you. Last little bit here. This mantra is ideal for increasing worthiness. Who doesn't need that? Some people. Decreasing feelings of scarcity, great, big, huge, and raising your vibration, allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. And you know us Virgos, we can get detail oriented on that. We can appreciate down into the micro of shit. You give us time. Breathe. That's a good one. That's going to change things. And that is something that you can play with too. I like that a lot. With your Three of Pentacles, you really look at, I really have the foundations and all the ingredients that I need. I'm now giving of myself. And of course, the more appreciative you are of what's going on for you, the more you're appreciative of others around you, and you can give that appreciation, right? To say to someone, no, I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate your friendship. I really appreciate your laugh. I really appreciate your insight. It builds a momentum. So let's ask the higher selves of all involved, mine included. I am a Virgo sun sign, using the Whispers of Love Oracle. Nice deep breaths, please. Yeah, I usually exhale first. Still point. The higher selves of all involved, mine included, please. One card in clarity, a message for us Virgo collective sun, moon, rising signs. What do we need? What do we need for this full moon in Leo? New moon next in Pisces, February 2020, please. A whisper of love. What do we need? Higher selves of all involved, mine included. I love my higher self. He's a sweetheart. It's a sweetheart. It's without gender. Don't want to misgender your own higher self. They'll cancel you. Take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. Ain't it just the truth? That's why we're so terrified to take a chance on love. Just the idea that we have to take a chance. But what if this chance is all of this appreciation and stuff that you're doing, you're actually learning how to love yourself, even into body care, right? Look, I was a model, I was a dancer. I look pretty good at 51 years old, be 52 in September. September 6th, it's hard to say with an angel's gap, but I've dealt with it my whole life, right? Of course, there are things I would change. Well, I'd love to get a tan. It's fucking freezing outside, and I will not lay in a tanning bed. It's not going to happen. Not with my skin, it's not. All that rapid wrinkle repair gone to waste. But that thing of take the chance on love, that all of this be about taking a chance of loving ourselves in a way that only we can, that maybe we never have. Why? Because we've been giving of ourselves. But I'll tell you what, the more you take a chance on love, loving yourself, the easier it is to take a chance extending that love, whether it be romantic or otherwise. Look, the risk of love is loss. Well, or abuse, neglect, or codependence. Obviously, those are the 4 ego wounds. But to take a chance on it, right? Because our lives are all changed forever. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. And what if that love is about playfully loving the body where it's at, instead of waiting until it's at a certain place of health or looking at a certain way before we decide to give it the only thing it really wants? Like, even if you just start with, I love you. Well, I want to love you, body. I want to love you. I just wasn't raised that way. I wasn't taught that way. Talking to your body like the inner child, right? I've been saying a lot with the heart chakra, but why not talk to yourselves like it's a baby? I love you, sweetheart. I know you're doing the best that you can. Because yesterday when I went food shopping, I don't know if it was my cells, my inner child, or what, it said, cookies. I want cookies. I'm like, all right, honey. And they only had oatmeal raisin, which my kid would burn down fucking Stop and Shop for oatmeal. Like, no, must be chocolate chip. Didn't have it. I get the big plastic bucket, the ones that they make in the bakery there. Wasn't there, but that's okay. He'll get his cookies. But there are times where you have to be the adult and say, well, you know what, honey? Let's have a healthy meal. We'll save some of that sugar for later. I love you so much. Take a chance on love. And maybe this body care is building you up. You need the body care because you need to take a chance on love, perhaps in a relationship in some way, shape, or form. And of course, relationship with your body. Hello. Primary relationships. Take a chance on divine love. I have found love of God as both noun and verb. Like like I don't know why I'm still here. That was huge. That I experienced love of God, love of the divine as both a noun and a verb. Now play with that in your mind, my Virgos. I really don't need to fucking leave the house except to get food, because I can be so in love with the divine. I didn't come in to be a hermit in this life. I'm just in a hermit phase doing YouTube right now. You with me? Play the game. We saved the best for last, the Caroline Myss archetype cards for last. Shadow and light. What's the soul power that you need to address either in yourself, another person, or in a situation for this full moon to new moon next? Now keep in mind, these can be a little triggery, these cards. Caroline Myss is a little triggery. That's why I love her. She's from Chicago. She will rip you apart with compassion, ruthlessly compassion. I kind of think she's an embodiment of Kali in a way. I love her so much. Such a tough cookie. I adore her. And her archetype cards, the shadow is the toxic side of an archetype, a soul power that needs to be healed into the light or the gold. I prefer the language of alchemy led to gold. You'll see what I mean. Nice deep breath. Where so far we've asked the individual pantheons, angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and higher selves of all involved, what we need. Here we're asking all of them together with one deck, Caroline Myss archetypes, right? Nice deep breath. Well, they're Jungian archetypes. It's her deck. Breathe. Here we go. Still point. Big still point. Let's take another breath. Last card down. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. What is the dominant archetype, the dominant soul pattern that we need to address in ourselves, in another, or in a situation for this full moon in Leo to new moon next in Pisces, February 2020, please? What do we need, my collective pantheons? What does the Virgos need this full moon to new moon next? Oh, the alchemist. Just talking lead and gold. I love the language of alchemy, and very healing and very, very good for body care. I will say that. Now the shadow side. Let's go there first, right? Misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through a spiritual practice, like learning meditation and using it to hypnotize people. Just the first example off the top of my mind, right? You know, what you learn from a spiritual practice, to use that in a way that you don't want anybody to know about. That's what shadow means. It's like, oh no, don't look at that. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That's a shadow phrase right there. A command, don't look there, right? Don't, with misdirection, something's toxic. So misuse of the power of knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. Now, the alchemist is, it shares archetypal families. It's in the divine as well as the wisdom. So this is definitely using the knowledge and the experience that you've gotten in a toxic way. That's no bueno, right? Misuse of power, any misuse of power is the shadow side of any archetype. So the light archetype, this is what we're healing for, heading for, shooting for. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So even if it's something that you've been through, that you have not healed, that was perhaps traumatic, right? Taking the trauma of lead, maybe even a physical trauma, and turning it into golden wisdom. In other words, knowledge and wisdom are not the same thing. Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom, right? So you can read, and certainly like this Three of Pentacles and this card of play, it's like saying, okay, well here you're going to get your tools, your knowledge, whatever you need, your ingredients together, but then you're going to play with it. So this isn't such a heavy duty in that sense for a 2-week period. But in terms of a waning moon, it is saying be very, very careful about whatever process you're going through here, transformation of base motives into golden wisdom. So it might be like, well, you know what, I want to reduce stress. But as a result of that, you gain wisdom about the divine, right? About your own spirit, about your own soul, that you're given a real piece of golden wisdom that is not just something up here, but because of everything we're looking at here, physical, right? In the body, physical wisdom, real stuff that can never be taken from you. So just to line this all up, the angels are saying body care. goddesses are saying play with it, be light, have fun with this. This is not a serious thing like Virgos are so used to doing. We're a little on the serious side. The gods are saying Three of Pentacles, gather your ingredients, set that solid foundation to build upon. So there will be a giving of oneself, not just giving to oneself, but perhaps there's a replenishment here that allows your own giving nature to give of yourself in a healthy way because your body is back in balance, right? And the mantra from the Ascended Masters is saying, allowing appreciation, the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. And in a way, it's almost like a verbal equation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. So every time you appreciate even something in the minute microscopic detail, the value of your life increases. So can you play that game? It's going to have a direct effect on your body care. Even if it's like, you know what? I love my pinky toe. I love you, pinky toe. I appreciate my pinky toe, because even if your pinky toe was gone, it'll change everything, right? So that practice of appreciation and to take a chance on love. And I do feel like that saying, it might feel a little hokey, and here's why. The child of our heart has done these processes and been ignored. So you might be like, oh, I appreciate the air I breathe. And the inner child's like, meh. Right? It's like making deposits in a bank where you're overdrawn. It takes a while before you feel it. So take a chance on love. Just don't give it like 2 seconds. Like, I didn't feel anything, and move on. Be a Virgo about it. Play with it. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. Because you're learning alchemy. Whether you are the alchemist here or this helps you alchemize something in your body, a physical condition technically is not you. It is a situation that you are dealing with. Or perhaps there's somebody in your life who is an alchemist who can really, really assist you in this process. But overall, it's highly positive reading for a waning moon, but perhaps the waning aspect of it is healing you if you heal so many people, and to actually find some play and some enjoyment in it. Really, really cool reading, my Virgos. Glad I'm a Virgo. I can use this too. It's good for me to know this is what I need. So may the Virgo collective sun, moon, rising signs be blessed with all that they need this full moon in Leo to new moon next in Pisces, that we may play, that we may find our alchemy, that we may give of ourselves in this process somehow as we undergo the body care and the taking the chance of love as we gather our healing body care foundation, allowing appreciation. Remember, it's allowing appreciation as we go, that we can be cynical as fuck as Virgos. Let's try allowing the appreciation. And remember, nobody needs to know you're doing it. May the Virgo collective sun, moon, rising sign be blessed with all of this and more for this full moon to new moon next, February 2020. And so it is. So mote it be. Thank you so much for watching, my Virgo collectives, my brothers and sisters. Please do like and subscribe. Go watch my Drunk Tarot clarifying video. You will love it. I think you will, if you're playful. Otherwise, for now, my darlings, blessed full moon, and hail as ever, farewell, and blessed, blessed day.